Gym or calisthenics? Which one is better after all? The debate between gym and calisthenics is not just a matter of personal preference. It's a true crossroads for those looking to transform their body and health. Today we'll analyze 6 main criteria, such as efficiency for calorie burning, strength development, accessibility, impact on the body, cost effectiveness, and even the psychological aspect. Most importantly, we'll unmask some myths that circulate in these two universes. The first fundamental difference between them is the approach. In the gym, we generally work by isolating specific muscle groups, while in calisthenics, movements tend to be more complex and integrated, involving multiple joints and muscle groups simultaneously. There are also distinct philosophies behind each method. The modern gym was born from bodybuilding culture, focused mainly on aesthetics and hypertrophy. Calisthenics, on the other hand, has older and more holistic roots, focusing on developing not just muscles, but also skills such as balance, coordination, and body control. Criterion number 1: strength development. Strength development is a topic that generates heated debates between advocates of both methods. Let's analyze this in depth. In the gym, the basic principle for strength gain is simple. You can progressively add more weight to the bar or machine. This is a linear and measurable method of progression that works extremely well, especially for beginners and intermediates. If last month you used to lift 44 pounds on each side of the bench press, and this month you can already lift 49.5 pounds without difficulties, you have objectively become stronger. Calisthenics follows a different path. As your body weight is relatively constant, progression comes mainly through manipulating leverage and transitioning to more difficult variations of the same exercise. For example, you progress from regular push-ups to clapping push-ups, archer push-ups, one-arm push-ups, and so on. For certain muscle groups, particularly the legs, the gym offers a clear advantage. It's much easier to progressively overload your legs with a free squat than with just body weight. Even a pistol squat, one of the most advanced calisthenics exercises for legs, doesn't come close to the load that an intermediate athlete can lift in the barbell squat. However, for the upper body, calisthenics can develop extraordinary levels of strength. Movements such as muscle-ups, planche, front lever, and handstand push-ups require a combination of raw strength, stability, and body control that many weightlifters cannot execute. An interesting aspect is the specific strength developed. The gym tends to develop more absolute strength, that ability to move heavy external loads. Calisthenics develops impressive relative strength, the ability to control your own body in space. An advanced calisthenics athlete may not be able to lift as much weight on the bench press as a weightlifter, but can perform movements that the weightlifter couldn't. Studies show that for beginners, both methods are equally effective for strength gains in the first 6 to 12 months of training. The differentiation occurs later, when gym practitioners continue to progress linearly in terms of maximum strength, while calisthenics athletes develop strength in more complex movement patterns. Criterion number 2: hypertrophy and body aesthetics. Hypertrophy and body aesthetics. When it comes to muscle building and aesthetics, many believe that the gym is the obvious path. But is calisthenics really lagging behind in this aspect? To understand this, we need to go back to the fundamental principles of hypertrophy: mechanical tension, muscle damage, and metabolic stress. Both the gym and calisthenics can provide these stimuli, but in different ways. In the gym, it's relatively easy to apply the principle of progressive overload for all muscle groups. If you want bigger deltoids, just progressively increase the weight on the military press. Want bigger legs? Increase the weight on the leg press or squat. In calisthenics, overload for some muscle groups is more challenging. As we stated just now, for the legs, it's difficult to achieve the same intensity of stimulus without additional weights. This explains why many pure calisthenics athletes have less pronounced lower limb development compared to the trunk. On the other hand, think about Olympic gymnasts. They train predominantly with their own body weight and develop extraordinary physiques, especially in the upper body. An interesting aspect is the aesthetic pattern that each method tends to create. The gym allows very specific isolation work, ideal for those looking to correct imbalances or focus on specific areas. Calisthenics tends to develop a more balanced and functional physique, with emphasis on a good proportion between strength and muscle mass. Muscle density is another relevant factor. Advanced calisthenics practitioners often develop extremely dense and defined muscles, the result of constant tensional control required in the movements. On the other hand, the gym allows a greater training volume for specific muscle groups, which can lead to greater absolute growth. A common myth is that you can't get big with calisthenics. This simply isn't true. What happens is that calisthenics imposes certain natural limits. If you get too heavy, some movements become excessively difficult, creating a kind of self-regulation of body size. In the gym, this natural limit is much higher. For beginners and overweight people, calisthenics may seem less efficient for hypertrophy initially, as the basic exercises can be very challenging. The gym offers the advantage of being able to start with very light loads and more controlled progression. Criterion number 3. Differences in body and joint impact. The impact on body systems and joints is a crucial aspect when comparing gym and calisthenics, especially for those concerned with long-term health or already facing some limiting condition. In the traditional gym, especially with free weights, you often work with significant loads that can impose great stress on the joints. A squat with 330 pounds, for example, places a substantial load on the spine, hips, and knees. When executed with perfect technique, this can strengthen these structures. With inadequate technique, it can lead to injuries. Gym machines were partially designed to mitigate this risk, guiding movement in fixed trajectories. This can be both an advantage and a disadvantage. On one hand, it reduces the risk of incorrect movements. On the other, it imposes movement patterns that may not be ideal for each person's individual anatomy. Calisthenics generally operates with a different approach. As you work primarily with your own weight, the absolute loads tend to be lower. However, the more challenging levers and positions in advanced calisthenics can impose significant stress on specific joints, particularly the wrists, elbows, and shoulders. An often neglected aspect is the development of proprioception, the awareness of one's body position in space. Calisthenics tends to develop superior proprioception as you are constantly adjusting your body to maintain balance and control in various positions. This can translate to lower risk of injuries in daily activities. Joint mobility is another important point. The full-range movements common in calisthenics tend to promote and maintain good joint mobility. In the gym, it's possible, and unfortunately common, to work in reduced ranges, which can, over time, contribute to mobility limitations. As for cardiovascular impact, both methods can be adjusted to offer low or high impact stimuli. An advantage of calisthenics is the ease of incorporating plyometric movements such as jumps and quick transitions between exercises, which naturally elevates cardiovascular demand. An interesting point is the impact on connective tissue such as tendons and ligaments. Progressive strength training, whether in the gym or calisthenics, strengthens these structures over time. However, the frequent isometric movements in advanced calisthenics seem to be particularly effective for strengthening tendons, potentially reducing the risk of injuries. For older adults or people returning from injuries, the gym can offer a more gradual path of load progression. Before we continue to the fourth criterion, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Having constant access to correct and science-based information is what will make you progress with long-term health in the bodybuilding world. Criterion number 4. Calorie burning and weight loss. When it comes to calorie burning, many people automatically assume that the gym has an advantage because of treadmills, ellipticals, and other cardiovascular equipment. But actually, calorie burning depends much more on the intensity of the exercise and how long you keep your body moving than on the method chosen. A high-IT workout using only calisthenics exercises can burn as many or more calories than an hour on the treadmill at a moderate pace. An intense calisthenics session with exercises like burpees, mountain climbers, and jump squats can burn between 600 to 900 calories per hour for a person weighing 154 pounds. A traditional weight training workout in the gym, with rest periods between sets, generally burns between 300 to 500 calories in the same duration. What many don't consider is the epoch effect. Excess post-exercise oxygen consumption, defined by the amount of calories your body continues to burn after the exercise ends. High-intensity workouts, which can be easily structured in both calisthenics and the gym, tend to produce a more significant EPOC. Calisthenics offers an interesting advantage for those seeking weight loss: the ease of structuring circuits without waiting time for equipment. Imagine doing a circuit of push-ups, squats, mountain climbers, and abs without stopping. Obviously, your heart will race and calorie burning will be intense. On the other hand, the gym has equipment that allows working with very high loads, which can significantly increase calorie expenditure during exercise and further stimulate metabolism in the following hours through muscle building. An often neglected aspect is consistency. The best method for calorie burning is the one you can maintain regularly. If you hate crowded gyms but love training outdoors, calisthenics will probably result in greater adherence and consequently better long-term results. To maximize weight loss, both methods need to be combined with proper nutrition. Neither the best gym nor the most intense calisthenics workout will overcome an unbalanced diet. Criterion number 5, accessibility and cost-effectiveness. When we talk about accessibility and cost-effectiveness, we enter a territory where the differences between gym and calisthenics become quite evident. Besides membership costs, attending a gym demands indirect costs such as travel, transit time, and possibly parking. For many people, this recurring monthly investment can become a significant financial burden over time. Calisthenics, on the other hand, can be practiced with minimal investment. In its most basic form, you need only your body and some space to move. For those who want to go further, a one-time investment in equipment such as doorway pull-up bars, resistance bands, and gymnastic rings can create a complete home gym for less than the cost of 6 months of gym membership. Many cities also offer public spaces with calisthenics equipment, making the practice accessible even for those who cannot invest in their own equipment. This democratizes access to quality physical activity. The time factor is another important consideration. The gym requires travel, which can mean an hour or more added to the actual training time. Calisthenics, when practiced at home or in a nearby park, eliminates or drastically reduces this extra time. Schedule flexibility also leans in favor of calisthenics. While many gyms have limited operating hours, those who train at home or outdoors can practice at any time, better adapting to irregular work or study routines. On the other hand, the gym offers significant advantages in terms of controlled environment. You don't have to worry about rain, extreme cold, or intense heat. Additionally, the variety of equipment allows adaptations for people with specific physical limitations, making it more accessible for special populations. The learning curve is another relevant aspect. The gym generally offers professional guidance included in the membership, making it easier for complete beginners. In calisthenics, self-directed learning may require more research and time to master the correct technique, unless you invest in a specialized trainer. Criterion number 6, psychological and motivational aspects. The psychological factor is perhaps one of the most underestimated aspects when comparing gym and calisthenics, but it often determines consistency and long-term results. The traditional gym offers a social environment that can be both motivating and intimidating, depending on personality. For many, the collective energy of people exercising together creates a valuable motivational impulse. There's also the commitment effect. You paid for the membership, so you feel more inclined to attend to not waste money. The gym structure also provides clarity. There are specific equipment for specific goals, often with visual instructions, and usually professionals available for guidance. This clarity reduces decision overload, making it easier to simply execute the workout without constantly questioning whether you're doing the right exercise. Calisthenics, on the other hand, tends to cultivate a different relationship with training. By not being tied to a specific space or operating hours, it encourages greater autonomy and personal responsibility. You learn to train not because you have to go to the gym today, but because you've developed an internal motivation. There's also a skill development aspect in calisthenics that creates a different type of motivation. Mastering a muscle-up or achieving your first handstand provides satisfaction that goes beyond aesthetics or numbers on the scale. This focus on tangible achievements instead of abstract metrics can keep enthusiasm high for longer periods. Connection with nature is another psychological benefit of outdoor calisthenics. Studies show that exercises in natural environments reduce cortisol levels and increase overall well-being compared to indoor environments. Training in a park under the morning sun offers psychological benefits that a fluorescent gym simply cannot replicate. For some people, especially beginners or those with low body self-esteem, the gym can generate social anxiety, the fear of being judged or observed while training. Home calisthenics completely eliminates this pressure, creating a safe space to develop confidence before potentially training in more public environments. And which one should you choose? After all this analysis, one thing is clear. There is no single answer to the question, gym or calisthenics. The most honest answer is, it depends on your context, goals, personal preferences, and current fitness stage. For those primarily seeking weight loss and general conditioning, calisthenics offers significant advantages through the ease of executing high-intensity circuits without waiting time for equipment. The ability to train anywhere also eliminates excuses for skipping sessions. If your main goal is maximum absolute strength, especially for specific lifts like bench press, squat, and deadlift, the traditional gym offers the most direct path. The measurable progressive loads allow consistent advances. Calisthenics can serve as a valuable complement to improve core stability and motor control. For muscle development and aesthetics, a hybrid approach usually produces the best results. The gym allows isolation and overload of specific muscle groups, while calisthenics contributes to muscle density and harmonious proportions. For beginners seeking hypertrophy, it's usually easier to start with the gym and gradually incorporate elements of calisthenics. For older adults or people with medical conditions, the choice depends a lot on the specific limitations. The gym offers equipment that can be precisely adjusted to work within safe ranges of motion. Calisthenics, when properly modified, can significantly improve balance and coordination, crucial factors for preventing falls and maintaining independence with advancing age. For those seeking improvements in posture and reduction of chronic pain, calisthenics generally offers advantages through emphasis on complete movement patterns and development of stabilizing muscles. However, the gym can offer important isolated work for specific areas that need to be strengthened. If you enjoyed this and also want to learn about some isometric postures that have the ability to completely change your body while being able to be done at home, we have a video appearing right now on the screen. Don't miss it. Thank you for watching this far, and may God bless you, my friend.